In 2007, Pepperdine University School of Law began a partnership with the Ugandan judiciary. Students began spending the summer in Uganda, serving as law clerks and researching legal reform measures. Subsequently, it came to our attention that children's prisons throughout the country were falling through the cracks. Kids were arrested but sat in jail on remand awaiting trial, sometimes for as long as 2 years, and sometimes for crimes they never committed. At the request of the judiciary, we took our faculty, staff, and alumni and went in, securing the release of dozens of children. In the summer of 2011, we conducted our third juvenile justice project, joining forces with students from Uganda Christian University, lawyers from Uganda Christian Lawyers Fraternity, and our own Pepperdine Law students. This is the experience through the eyes of our law students.
I'm working for the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, Justice Adoki. Working for Justice Adoki is incredible. My first assignment was, here's a case file, please write me your opinion.
This summer I'm working for the Criminal Court Division at the High Court for Justice Mukasa, and our main project for the summer is to get the plea bargaining instituted in the Ugandan courts. They don't have that right now, and the courts are overloaded with cases because criminals are constantly being tried instead of being able to plea bargain.
I'm here in Uganda for the summer, clerking for the commercial court under Justice K. And one of the projects that all of the students, regardless of which court we were working on, participated in is helping with some of the lawyers at Pepperdine work on some of the remand homes in Uganda.
For the past week and a half, we've been working at the Naguru Remand Home to help speed up the case files for these kids who have been thrown into basically these holding cells in groups waiting for their trial. They've been charged, they've been arrested, but no one even knows if they're guilty or innocent for the most part. They're just waiting to go to trial, and there's no time or money for judges to hear or lawyers to argue their cases. So we're trying to speed up that process.
We were given indictments for about 2 cases each, read them over, went to the remand home, interviewed every single kid, took copious notes on their story, what they claim happened, you know, what they've been doing at the remand home, how long they've been there.
It was a very dilapidated place, not very sanitary, very crowded.
Seeing these walls with barbed wire and glass in them and encasing these children. Many of them could go free, could be let out on bail if someone was there just to represent them, just to file some paperwork, just to let their parents know the 3-step process to get them out.
My first case was a 15-year-old girl who was charged with murdering a 5-year-old.
One of my cases was a 16-year-old kid who had been charged with murder, where the police had arrested 7 people for the same murder, 3 of them with the same name of Ronald.
One of the more interesting cases that I got to work on was a case for a kid waiting for 1 year and 5 months now just to hear a trial, and the only evidence against him is testimony from the other people who were arrested and able to pay bail. But he can't even go to trial right now because there's not the funds or resources to have his day in court.
I thought that one of the children that I was interviewing was innocent, and the legwork to show that and to get her case either dismissed or moved along didn't seem like that much work.
And there was no one who knew the facts of the case who had the power to push it along. As outside lawyers, we did have the context, we did have the power to help everyone move on through the healing process, and that's definitely something that I won't ever forget.
Even though they're going to face all kinds of obstacles, we could try to help them with this one thing, and it could possibly make a huge difference in their lives.
And she said, it's nice what you're doing, but the truth is there's no justice for the poor in Uganda. And that just really broke my heart. Here there are kids who are basically just rotting in jail cells waiting to go to trial because they couldn't afford a bribe to the police for a case that they didn't even, for a crime that they didn't even commit. And just thinking if something like that were to happen to one of my friends or family members in the United States, it's unimaginable, and it breaks my heart to see it happen here.
At the end of interviewing a 15-year-old girl who was alleged to have raped a 3.5-year-old boy, I apologized to her at the end of our interview, saying, "I'm so sorry that this happened to you." And she said, "Thank you so much for coming and being my advocate," to all of, there was probably 8 people around the table. And I felt it was a moving experience for me, and I felt like she was very genuine in her appreciation.